I'm in the town of Keighley in Yorkshire, and I've come to visit one of their cemeteries. This is Morton Cemetery. Now, Keighley was an important textile town, wool mills, spinning, weaving, and I'm hopeful that we'll find something to commemorate the history of the area. At the moment I'm seeing mostly newish memorials, and they stand out quite clearly, particularly those with the black stone and the gold lettering. I'll just let you have a look at a couple of these. Samuel Brown, he died in 1953. Next door is Benjamin Hardwick, who also died in 53. So we're getting an idea of when this row of burials was put in place. Another one there, Margaret Elsie Bartle, 53. And it's going right up the hillside there, and at the back of it runs the canal. The Leeds Liverpool Canal runs along the back edge of this cemetery. Well, I'm a bit further in and I've come to what looks a little older section. Beautiful warm day today. Let's have a look at this one here. Overgrown with weeds, but a very elaborate monument at the far end of it. And we've got two figures, one each side of the stone, and it's Louisa, the wife of Jabez Crabtree, 1873 to 1928. And then Jabez, who died in 1960, and their daughter Nellie. A nice stone. Now the area in front has been planted, I think, with some sort of shrubs, but they've grown completely out of control and the weeds are amongst them now. It wouldn't take long to get that sorted out if there's anyone still living related to this family. A little further in is what is clearly the war memorial. We have a soldier, First World War uniform, leaning on his rifle, beautifully kept with flowers each side. And on the front we have the list of names of those who gave their lives in the First World War. Starting at the top with somebody for the Canadian Infantry, 1916, 7 on the top plaque, 15 so on the bottom plaque. So we're looking around 25 names there of people that gave their lives. Nicely kept. All in good order, as it should be. I picked this one because of its elaborate carving at the top. Looking at all the flowers carved in there in the stone, in loving memory of. And this is to Joseph William Marston of Elam Grange near Keighley in his 45th year. And their daughters underneath, and they all lived to be a good age, 71, 87 and 94. Nicely kept stone. If you can hear voices in the background, there seems to be a children's school just beyond the hedge there. And what you can hear is their voices while they're playing. James Gibson, 1931. Sarah Bird, 31. James Ambler, 31. They laid these out very systematically. There's a path here, which, if I remember rightly, goes up onto the canal banks. But we'll walk up here because there's a large statue in front of me with the angel. and sadly she's lost her head and possibly her arms also. Oh dear. Hilda Evelyn, the wife of Walter Ackroyd. We carry on up this path. I can see down in the distance all the new graves. We'll go down there in a second. It's quite a steep climb here. I don't know whether the camera shows that. Emma Thomas, her dear sister Esther Thomas. They were died in 44 and 45. A bit shady here. If I'm right, this path will take us up to the canal. Let me just show you the great Leeds Liverpool Canal. 129 miles of it crosses through the Pennines. A long tunnel takes the canal through the Pennines. A beautiful canal passing a lot of cities in Yorkshire and Lancashire. And there we are. We're now looking down the canal towards Leeds. Nobody walking it today. And if I pan round, you can see that's heading out towards Liverpool. Let's continue our walk through the graveyard. I'm noticing 3 war graves. Let's pick this one that's in front of us. This is for Private G. Smith, the Border Regiment, 1945, age 31. Now there's one just across this pathway, a couple down on my left, 2 more on my left. Let's take this one. This is Private N. Maud, the Duke of Wellington's Regiment, 1943, aged 30. Now, I'm not going to be able to do all the war graves. I always feel that I probably should, but it would be a very long video. You can see one there facing us, and as I go around this corner here, there's one facing the path that I will pick up. Lance Corporal W. Moore, Corps of Military Police, 1942. Now, just past these trees, you can see the big splash of colour, and these are clearly all the very modern graves. We'll just pick out a few of these. I'm not seeing the very large memorials that one would expect from mill owners and such like, so perhaps they're in a different graveyard, or maybe they kept themselves to the church in Keighley. I'll go along the front path. Caroline Isabel Ward, known as Peggy, 2001. A modern grave right in front of me. Interesting, they put in a concrete slab behind. Now that's the best way of then standing a memorial on it rather than dig a hole in the ground. And they do tend to stay straight. You can see here, this one here, John Anthony Tough, his memorial actually just placed on a concrete base, and the same all the way along here. Some of them have pictures of the people. Nicolina, lovely well kept grave with Christ on one side and Nicolina on the other. And there's the same surname again here, an image of the gentleman. Very elaborate one here. Mary Horsfield, 1998, wife of Patrick. Well looked after with the flowers. And a happy looking couple. So here it's quite a popular thing to put pictures on the stones. It does vary enormously between cemeteries. Maybe it's just what the local stonemason can offer, or maybe the rules of the cemetery allow and forbid various things. The grave's well looked after, lots of colour, lots of flowers. There's an interesting one. It's in the shape of what looks like a football shirt, the stone itself. And look at the stones, red and white, and Manchester United. Gordon Amadi Goose. And I don't think I've ever seen a stone shaped in a football shirt before. Well done for originality. And then I've just said that, and then across here I can see another football shirt. It says CJ Minot, number 9. In fact, there's a rugby ball on the front of it. So we've got Keighley Albion Rugby League Football Club. So that's a rugby shirt on this one. 2 or 3 very well looked after graves here. All the blue flowers, they're silk. They're not real flowers, but they still need attention. Precious memory of Rodney Cassius Smith. And there's various plaques to him. Next to that is another nice one. Kate Lavinia Taylor, known as Kitty. And over the back here, again, beautifully attended. Kevin Archer, aged 39 years, dad, granddad, great-granddad. This is one of the issues of marking out the grave plot with a little fence and then putting plants in. If you don't come back every year and attend to the plants, they completely overrun the grave. And in fact, we can't see who it belongs to. And facing onto this path are what are clearly travellers' graves. The travelling community go for very elaborate memorials. This one you can see actually has a traditional caravan at the top there, and down there on the stone there's an image of one. Chances are they weren't actually travelling in the traditional wagons. More likely, on this one here you can see small trucks and vehicles. It's much more likely what they used. But there's a romance with the traditional horse and cart. And this one here again with the traditional gypsy caravan, Douglas Lewis Brewer. Maybe because they live an itinerant lifestyle, that's why they like to spend a lot on the memorials. It's kind of gives them a root in the land. And another one from the traveller community with a much more realistic image. They're more likely to be using pickup trucks than traditional caravans. But that's not the point. It's beautifully kept, the grave, really nice. Someone clearly comes here on a regular basis to maintain it. Lovely to see. Well, up at the top of the graveyard near the canal, you can see the sort of panoramic views there are of the wonderful hills here. Pennines, I'm guessing. A lovely spot. And I'm going to leave it at that point. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Till the next time.